So what's at stake here? In this passage, there's a kind of a weird section. I think this is where Jesus tells us why this should matter to us personally, but also should matter to us as a church. Verse 18:18, this is what it read. And it's kind of weird sounding. If I tell you the truth, whatever you forbid on earth will be forbidden in heaven, and whatever you permit on earth will be permitted in heaven. Now, that's in the New Living Translation. If we go to kind of more of an older, more literal translation, it says this: I tell you, whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven, and whatever you loose on earth will be loosed in heaven. Jesus, in other places in the Gospels, whenever this binding and loosing language comes up, he's talking about exorcism. He's talking about what are the things that you realize that you have to tie down and control, and what are the things that you realize that you have to loose and unleash. What are the bad things that you need to limit, and what are the good things that you need to allow to expand? And I think Jesus brings this up inside of a conversation about forgiveness because he needs for us to understand that we will have as much of God's kingdom as we are willing to experience. That if we allow broken and destructive behavior in our own life to flourish, or in the lives of those that we are in a deeply committed relationship with, for that to allow it to happen, then that we are limiting the ability that we can see Jesus and his kingdom on this earth. That if we realize this is very dangerous to us, this is dangerous to that person, and this is dangerous to what God is calling us to do, the brokenness that we allow will limit our degree to experience and fully realize what forgiveness looks like. But that forgiveness is that thing that we should unleash. He's telling Peter, we need to forgive at a level that is uncomfortable to us. To forgive to a level that seems limitless. So let me ask you this now. So is agree to disagree enough? If that's our hoped for outcome in tough situations, is that enough? Or is that limiting the amount that we can experience Jesus? See, what's a more powerful witness? What would attract other people? Think about this. If we as individuals have a history of broken relationships behind us, or we as people have a string of healthy, whole, and healed relationships, in spite of disagreements, in spite of seeing things differently, if we have a group of people around us that we are committed to living life with, and that we realize that we're different, but that we're together. See, we are only as strong as our weakest ability to forgive. That's us as people, as individuals, and that's us as a church. Now, the greatest experience of forgiveness that we have is our personal relationship with Jesus Christ, and that will set the ceiling for what forgiveness looks like for us. That if we struggle with understanding Jesus and how he forgives us, we will probably struggle with explaining and offering forgiveness to other people. Our relationship with Jesus and our understanding of his forgiveness will set our ceiling for forgiveness. We're bigger than a disagreement. And if Jesus is big enough for forgiveness, then we should be big enough for forgiveness.